through their game preparation, making sure they're fully warmed up for the tip. Hi, and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And midway through the season, the injuries starting to accrue. Both of these teams are at less than full strength. They're going to have to adjust.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, John Collins is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Juzang in at the 3 spot. And for the Pelicans, in the guard spots, it'll be Murray and McCollum. Jones and Williamson in at the forward positions. And it's Olynyk in at the 5 spot. Greg, midway into this season, sometimes a team can get hot and turn it on. What are some of the causes of that?
You know, often teams can reach that tipping point with how they play. It all comes together in a hurry, and they make a run. But that's the exception, Kevin, not the rule.
Now, here's Olynyk. McCollum passes to Olynyk. Back to McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Olynyk sets a screen for McCollum. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Here's Juzang. Now, here's George. Markkanen a screen on Murray. George with the ball. Now defended by Williamson. And George gets it to go.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Now Murray. Outside, Jones. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Back to Murray. Over George. Murray, good.
Yeah, over the years, Murray has worked to make himself a 3-level scorer.
And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. To the middle. Here's Sensabaugh. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And the first one at the line is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Mr. Williamson. Shoots over Markkanen. Markkanen with the block.
Well, that's a great job by Markkanen. Using his 7-foot frame. You forget how long he is.
Juzang passes to George. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Utah shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. And defensively, Stan, the Pelicans look to try and switch as much as they can.
Yeah, Kevin, and it makes sense with their personnel. It can mean reduced minutes for traditional centers at times, but that's the defensive philosophy they've committed to.
The shot misses. Murray with the defensive effort. Now here's McCollum. D right on him. Utah with the rebound. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
Yeah, poor communication at the defensive end. Many of the rotations were late.
Here's Sensabaugh. And once again, off the mark by Utah. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I did speak briefly with New Orleans' head coach. Now, I asked Coach about the defensive game plan tonight, and he said preventing easy buckets around the rim, and that starts with John Collins. He's a great interior scorer, especially when he gets ahead of steam, so we have to limit those opportunities. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, David. Now here's Murray. His last outing, he had 18 points. It's McCollum on the wing. Back to Murray. That's in, coming off the assist from McCollum.
And when he gets to the rim like that, it's almost impossible to take away options from Murray.
George looking around. Here's the three. Rebound by Olynyk. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. McCollum outside. Buries it from three-point range.
Well, he's lethal from that three-point line. The defense must guard McCollum better than this.
Collins a screen on Murray. Outside, Markkanen. From deep. Good on the triple.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
The Pelicans trail. Murray kicks to Olynyk. Here's Williamson. The putback. The rebound by the Jazz. Here's Sensabaugh. He's coming off a 19-point game against Charlotte. And how about we check the numbers for Zion Williamson?
And he's got it going at the foul line these days. His free throw percentage looks a lot different in the last 10 games than it did earlier in the season. He's tinkered with a few things and really improved his form.
The first free throw is good. Now the Pelicans have lost in the first round GA of the playoffs in 2 of the last 3 years.
And with how good the West is right now, they knew they couldn't stand pat. They felt the urgency to make some changes this offseason in order to take the next step.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Brown's checked in. Pelicans trail by 3. And here is Murray. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Pass to Brown. And here is Olynyk. They get it again. Goes up again. Outside for Murray. Here's Brown. From past the arc. Markkanen pulls it in. And so George will bring it up for Utah. 3-point lead. Pass to Markkanen. Stolen by Jones. Olynyk the pass to Williamson. Second chance shot. And the rejection by Collins.
Well, Collins is a capable defender, especially when he gets the positioning he needs to block shots.
Jones against George. 6 to shoot. Over Jones. The Jazz with another miss.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Pass to Williamson. Shoots over Markkanen, and it's good off the back rim and in.
About time he got one to fall there. Before that, 6 straight misses to start this one.
Utah leading. Outside, George. Left side, Markkanen. Collins with it. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Jones in the post. Nothing on the board. Kicks it out to Williamson. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots.
George passes to Juzang. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Over Williamson. And there's the bucket from Markkanen. Markkanen's got 5.
Well, Markkanen's height, it's such an advantage in that mid-range area.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Round the pass to Murray. Fires from deep. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Well, Murray's ability to hit the 3 makes their offense that much more versatile.
Jazz have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Pass to Juzang. Collins against Olynyk. There's a screen. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Yeah, tough-nosed veteran. Collins is no stranger to having to overcome aggressive defense.
New Orleans gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Murray outside. He was all alone on that one. Murray's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now, here is George. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for.
And the first one drops.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
And the Jazz making a change here. And George drops them both. And for the Jazz, the last few seasons, coach, have been a period of rebuilding.
Yeah, it has, Kevin. You know they acquired a lot of draft capital when they traded Gobert and Mitchell. And they've since drafted a lot of young talent and still have plenty of picks to work with.
Pass to Hawkins. Fires for 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And the Jazz making a change here. Springer's checked in. Collins, that's a 2-pointer. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. That did not happen.
Seems like they did all they could, and sometimes it still doesn't go your way. Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
Murray down low. Misses the baby hook.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Hawkins against Collins. Into the lane. Lays it up and banks it in.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Springer. Martin with a screen on Murray. Springer. It's hauled in by DeJounte Murray.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. Here's Springer. He's covered by Brown. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here's Collins. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. John Collins was a force in his first few years, Stan, but hasn't seemed to match that level of success since that time. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a few reasons, Kevin. Number one, I just think it's a lot about opportunity, and he went from being the number 2 guy on a team to being the 3rd, 4th, even at times 5th guy on the floor, so he's not getting as much opportunity. He doesn't have as much opportunity to play some of his minutes as a center now, and that was always where he could get a quickness advantage. So even where he is now, though, this guy is a very good player and has gotten to the point he's underrated.
Jazz leading by 4. 1:03 left here in the opening quarter. Kessler passes to Collins, and he converts the layup. Collins has got his second bucket of the night.
And let the big man eat. It's clear that Collins loves getting these kinds of scoring opportunities.
Pass to Hawkins. Now Alvarado. Brown with it. 5 on the clock. This one for 3. The rebound by Collier.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Shot by Collins, no good. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. With the drive. Off the iron that time.
Just strong work defensively there in the low post. You got to be tough down in the paint.
Yeah, that's an outstanding defensive stand in close.
It's Martin on the wing. Pass to Sensabaugh. Over Alvarado. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Jazz out in front. They're up by 6. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Utah Jazz?
Well, they keep finding ways to get to the free throw line. The defense is being overly aggressive, and they're baiting them into fouls.
Oh, man. Their mid-range jumper also has been on fire. Tough to beat a group of guys shooting with that much confidence.
Jazz leading by 6. Jose Alvarado is out there with Hawkins. Then there's Trey Murphy. Then it's Zion Williamson. And it's Brown in at the 3 slot. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. They get it back. Kessler. And another shot. Pass to Collier. Williams finds Martin. He takes it in, and 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Here's Hawkins. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson. Hawkins has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Pelicans. For Utah, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Pass to Kessler. To the inside. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. The Pelicans shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
We know Coach Jordan Hawkins has already shown upside as a sharpshooter.
Yeah, Kevin, and here's what sets him apart. There's a lot of guys in the league who can make spot-up threes. But Jordan Hawkins is great on the move, and defenders have a very tough time chasing him around, and he's got the confidence you need to be great.
Utah leading by 3. Here's Collier. Pass to Sensabaugh. Clock at 6. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And so it's Willie Green here calling timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And a look now at some of the players we can expect to see in this year's dunk contest. Always one of the great events of All-Star Weekend.
It is, Kevin. You just can't take your eyes off it. The ideas those guys come up with, and then the guts it takes to pull them off, always blows me away.
Well, you look at Williamson. His athleticism is off the charts, and it doesn't go unnoticed, as you can see by how high he is in the dunk contest voting.
Yeah, and the fans want him. I think the media wants him. Heck, he wants to be in, so I'm glad that he's in a position to take part.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, and if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Here's Williams. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Pelicans trail by 7. Alvarado passes to Hawkins. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Down low, here's Williamson, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, one of the best assets of Zion Williamson is his versatility.
And the combination of power and skill, it's obviously unique. And what I love about him is he's making better and better decisions. He's become as reliable as he is explosive.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. So, Coach, thinking about Zion Williamson and his impact on the game, sometimes his playmaking can be overlooked a little bit.
Yeah, Kevin, this guy is really unselfish, and I think Zion actually relishes setting up teammates for shots more than he likes to score. He knows he's going to draw a lot of attention, and he creates shots for his team.
Just hearing you talk, I know you really like him, even personally, don't you? You love him as a player, but personally you like him.
Just a great person.
It's so easy, Coach, to highlight the athleticism, but there's certainly a mental aspect to the game as well. I know you value that as a coach.
You can never, Kevin, overestimate how important intelligence is. I was in the NBA, or have been around the NBA for 30 years, and I have never seen one really good player who wasn't really smart.
Here's Collier. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. It's stolen by Alvarado. Over in the corner, Brown. Rebounded by the Jazz. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the Pelicans are putting the ball in Zion Williamson's hands. He said, I'm just playing chess within the game, seeing how the defense is guarding me. I'm going to pick my spots. My teammates trust me to make the right decision, but they also trust me to be me when that time is right. Kevin, I'll let you be you.
And I love when you are you, David. Thank you so much. And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Some changes for New Orleans. Olynyk comes in for Trey Murphy. And McCollum subbed in for Jose Alvarado. Luke's checked in for Utah. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Collier. He's guarded by McCollum. Williamson against Martin. 6 to shoot and taken away by Brown. Inside. Here's Williamson. Nice hit again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, you have to really appreciate Williamson's fire and tenacity on the court. Players like him get everyone to increase their intensity.
And both free throws good for Williamson.
And he's showing a little more aggressiveness, getting himself to the line here in the second quarter.
Pass to Martin. Here's Collier. He's guarded by McCollum. Kessler, a screen on McCollum. Throws it up high. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, it doesn't take much for Kessler to catch that lob and slam it home.
Pelicans trail by 7. Hawkins kicks to Olynyk. McCollum with the ball. Tries again. And Olynyk with the lay-in.
The second chance points are all about a lack of effort defensively. Those buckets would drive me nuts.
Here's Collier. Martin with the screen for Williams. That shot misses. Well, for New Orleans, shooting only 27% from the field, looking pretty ugly out there. Olynyk against Martin. Olynyk the pass to McCollum. Shoots over Collier. McCollum no good. Jazz leading by 5. Pass to Luke. From outside, off the mark.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
McCollum looking it over. Now here's Williamson. Shot clock at 6. Good. Williamson's got 8.
Well, to Zion, a little bit of contact is nothing. I'm not even sure he feels that.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Jones checked in for the Pelicans. DeJounte Murray comes in for Hawkins. And here on the 2K leaderboard are the teams with the quickest hands in the league. In third, the Pelicans.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Here's Collier. Kessler a screen on Murray. Pass to Luke. Here's Collier. The Jazz working the ball around now. Stolen by Jones. And now here comes Jones leading the break. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Williamson. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for New Orleans.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And another thing they've done so well is convert fast break opportunities. Great job trusting their guys and getting those easy ones.
Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Here we are, Stan, seeing more and more great international players in the NBA, and you've had a chance to coach some of the good ones as well.
Well, yeah, look, Kevin, you're right about the league now. We see every year, it seems like, the MVP is an international player. I had Hito Turkoglu, who was a big part of what we did in Orlando, was the most improved player in the league one year and a key part of our team that made it to the finals. 6'10", highly skilled, very versatile guy. There are great players coming from everywhere in the world.
And it's tied up with that one. You know, Greg, it's been great to see the Pelicans get to the next level these past few seasons, hasn't it?
It has, and they've become one of the deeper teams in the NBA over that time. It's not just about one guy. There's talent up and down that roster.
And he gets the bucket.
An efficient finisher inside. George makes the most of the close-range opportunities.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Murray looking around. Here's McCollum. And it's Williamson missing. Jazz have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Here's Juzang. Pelicans pull it in. Williamson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Stolen by George. Pass to Collier. Yes, that goes in. Collier's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Murray. He's got 9. Now Olynyk for the 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound. George with the ball. 6 points for him. Pass to Collins. 6 on the shot clock. George passes to Collins. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. This will make 5 trips now to the free throw line for him tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Williamson.
And you know what makes Zion so much fun is that I don't think there's a comp for him. The combination of power and skill, you throw in that he's a lefty, and we've never seen someone like him in the league.
And the Jazz making a change here. Sensabaugh is checked in.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now, here's George. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Zion Williamson.
What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. And tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
As we've seen, he's a difficult defender to bring the ball up against. Quick feet, quick hands. Always looking to force a mistake. And it's Murray with the jam.
Just a straight flush by Murray. No fret.
Here's George. He has 6. Pass to Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Juzang, defended by Jones. Juzang, good.
He's just so good from out there, even when the defense is tight.
Pelicans trail by 3. And timeout called by Willie Green. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for C.J. McCollum.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Outside for Murray. Outside, Jones. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the basket by McCollum.
Well, McCollum wasted no time when he has a window.
Utah's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Pass to Juzang. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. We see coaches stand willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. I'm going back in my Rolodex here. Did you? Did you ever do that, Coach?
I mean, Kevin, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines in the NBA.
Man.
Yeah, my wife was not real happy about that at one point, reminding me early on that we had 4 kids we were going to try to put through college, and she told me one year I just gave away 2 college educations.
Oh, goodness. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. Outside, Markkanen. George finds Markkanen. Ball's knocked loose. McCollum with the ball. George picks him up, and George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. Now a veteran in the NBA, C.J. McCollum, seems to have adjusted nicely, don't you think, to his role as elder statesman.
Kevin, even going back years, I always thought that C.J. McCollum was one of the most consistent guys in the league. Seems like every time you check the box score, he'd have over 20 points, but never like 40, just every night, pencil him in. 20 to 30 in those range, 5 or 6 assists, high percentage. This guy is as consistent as they come. His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
It's a close game here in New Orleans. Murray against George. 58 seconds left in the first half. Clock at 6. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Sensabaugh, no good. New Orleans gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. McCollum against George. Olynyk, a screen on George. And here's McCollum for 3. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Now it's a 3-point Pelican lead.
Look at Murphy using his reach to grab the offensive rebound and make the most of the second chance look.
A nice shot by George.
Well, all of us coaches, we love when you can create looks in close.
And for the Pelicans, they're shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. George against Murray. Screen by Olynyk. A 3-ball. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pelicans lead by 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Hello, everybody. We all like close games, and tonight's matchup with the New Orleans Pelicans does not disappoint.
Well, one stat in their favor is the one they haven't been racking up, turnovers. They've been very precise with the ball movement.
Like a well-oiled diesel machine.
This from the man who averaged more turnovers than assists in his career. Enough said.
No, that's not true.
And let's move on and see the top vote getters in this year's All-Star race.
Well, these are very early returns, but even so, you can see who the fans are excited to see play.
A lot of these guys deserve the votes, but there's some big names missing. Come on, America, do better.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. DeJounte Murray has been sensational.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Utah trailing here. Taking a look at the Jazz. We've got Keontae George. Markkanen is out there with John Collins. And it's Juzang in at the small forward position. And a wide open look for McCollum. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson. McCollum's got the first bucket of the third here for the Pelicans. Utah shooting around 41% on the night. George passes to Juzang. Back to George. Collins against Olynyk. And then Collins slams it in.
He can slam it with the best of them. Collins with an all-star weekend-worthy dunk there.
Williamson, the pass to Murray. Back to Williamson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
And with the chance, let's take a look now at the numbers for Markkanen. He's right around 17 points a night, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. But you look at the rebound totals, and it's a big part of what he does for this team.
Everybody has their strengths. Easy to see that rebounding is his, and he is honed in on it.
Here's Sensabaugh. Outside Collins. Pass to Sensabaugh. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. New Orleans in the lead. Now here's Murray. He's got 13. A 3 from McCollum. Connects from three-point range. McCollum's got 6 points in the quarter.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And we've got a chance now to get caught up on how the standings are looking in the West as we make the push through midseason. Taking a look at Utah, this season has been a struggle for them. They're down at the bottom of the conference. And, of course, New Orleans. They're looking to salvage what they can of the season. So, Stan, I'm looking at this Pelicans roster. They've done a great job building through trades, signing kids off the street, and acquiring talent.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kevin, that anyone's done a better job of putting together a roster so deep and talented. And as you said, they've done it in so many ways. Draft, trade, undrafted guys. Just a tremendous job.
Really something.
And what I love about marketing, he takes care of the basketball, and that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
And here's McCollum for three. Utah with the rebound. Markkanen's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint. One of the most explosive young bigs we have. Collins quick off the floor and gets creative at the rim.
Now here's Murray. He's got 13. McCollum finds Williamson. Over Collins. Again, the Pelicans score.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
George against Murray. Outside, George. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by McCollum. Shot's good by Sensabaugh.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Murray. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's George. Outside, Markkanen. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on DeJounte Murray.
Well, the way Markkanen plays inside is exactly what that coaching staff wants.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. And, Coach, you watch Markkanen. He's a perfect fit for today's NBA, isn't he?
Yeah, a big guy who can shoot the ball, Kevin. And, look, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, go to the basket. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. This guy can really play the game.
On the wing, Murray. Defended by George. 6 to shoot. Williamson looking it over. He can't get that one. Excellent D there from Markkanen. And he drives in. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And he makes both free throws. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Murray against George. Murray kicks to Olynyk. New Orleans moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Murray outside. Launches it. And again, New Orleans has no luck. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Here's Juzang, defended by Jones. Collins kicks to George. Pass to Markkanen. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from Markkanen. Attacking the defense and forcing them to react.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
George against Murray. McCollum outside, looking to end the run. Here's Olynyk. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Olynyk's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, Olynyk reeling in that board for a second chance bucket.
George against Murray. Left side, George. 2 points. That one goes. George has got 10.
Well, they came out of the locker room with a purpose. 4 for 4 already in the half.
Pelicans trail by 4. Now McCollum. He's got 14. Pass to Williamson. From 10 feet out. And the shot is long.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
And here's George. 10 points for him. Markkanen passes to Juzang. And Jones sends it back.
Just some excellent timing from Jones on the block attempt. It all lined up for him.
Stolen by Collins. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by McCollum, and he makes that one. Now it's a 6-point Jazz lead. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Pelicans. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, when you foul a guy as agile and as gifted as Murray, you better make sure he misses it.
And Greg, remember, in DeJounte Murray's rookie year, he played in the Western Conference Finals.
Murray was the youngest player in that series, playing 20 minutes a game, competing against the KD Steph Warriors. How about that for a welcome to the NBA?
And we've seen Stan DeJounte Murray prove for years that he is a 20-point player.
Yeah, and Kevin, he can score as a point guard or he can be off the ball. But the best thing about DeJounte Murray, he is a great two-way player, one of the best guard defenders we have in this league.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see which players have had the most success from the stripe this month. Kelly Olynyk on top.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavers.
Utah leading by 3. Here's Collier. Pass to Juzang. Drains it from beyond the arc. Juzang's got 9 points.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
The Pelicans have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. Here's McCollum, and it's sent back by Kessler.
Oh, big Walker Kessler. That is how you use your size.
Juzang can't hit.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
And it's sent back by Kessler. Here's Juzang. He's covered by Murray. Pass to Kessler. Olynyk with the steal. Stolen by Kessler. Here's Juzang. He's covered by Murray. Back to Kessler. Olynyk with the steal. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, the mid-range has been open for them, so you've got to take what the defense gives, and that's been a great attack in this situation.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
And that one falls for Olynyk.
Well, offensively, Olynyk is more than just a jump shooting big. He's a solid playmaker for his position, and he's especially effective running dribble handoff actions.
Martin's checked in for Utah. Now here's Murray. He's got 16. Here's Williamson. Collins with some nice D.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Collins, a screen on Murray to the inside and stolen by Williamson. For the finish, and Williamson throws it down.
Already one of the most powerful dunk artists in the history of this game, Mount Zion.
Jazz leading by 3. Here's Collier. Pass to Kessler. Pelicans with the rebound. Olynyk. McCollum outside. Murray outside. Collins against Williamson. Murray sets a screen for Williamson.
And taking a look now at the stats for Murray. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's around 18 points per game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And with the ball in his hands, he is an outstanding distributor.
Well, he is so unselfish. That's why guys love playing alongside him.
First free throw is good. Trey Murphy's checked in for New Orleans. And a switcher also for Utah. Williams is checked in. Good on both. Here's Collier. Pass to Collins. The Jazz working the ball around now. Yep, that one goes in there. Collins has got 6 here in this quarter.
And that's 2 tough points from Collins, willing to mix it up down low.
Here's Murray. 16 points for him. And here's Brown. Out to the right wing. Williamson against Kessler. 4 on the shot clock. Rejected by Kessler.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Utah leading by 3. Here's Collier. Kicks it out to Collins. And it's off from three-point range. Murray for 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
Kessler, no good. This trip is his second to the free throw line in this one.
And the free throws have been dropping for him at a rate of about 77% on the season. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Hawkins is checked in. The Pelicans trail. Back to Murray. For the tie. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
Well, this is what Coach wants to see. Murray's going after shots without any hesitation.
Pass to Kessler. Williams looking over the floor. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from 14. Not enough on that one as it misses. They've got the opportunity to get the lead back.
And they've been waiting for this chance all game long.
And Murray, here we go. And it's sent back by Kessler. Murray outside. Pass to Brown. Outside for Murray. Over Collier. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Over Martin. Brown, no good.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Williams against Murray. Here's Collier. Outside Collins. To the paint. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Collier's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Murray. He's got 19. Hawkins passes to Murray. 41 seconds left in the 3rd. For the lead, Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's. Williams passes to Collier. Collins a screen on Hawkins. Outside Collins. Good on the 3-point shot. Collins has got 9 points in the quarter.
Yeah, he's been able to turn it around after a rough first half. He's now looking much better offensively.
Murray right side. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's John Collins making highlights for Utah. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
We've reached the 4th quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Hawkins is out there with Jose Alvarado. Then it's Zion Williamson. Then there's Trey Murphy. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5. Now here's Williamson. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Pass to Mikhailuk. It's stolen by Brown. Here's Hawkins. Nails the corner 3.
Yeah, Hawkins seems pretty confident shooting from any spot on the arc.
Utah has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Here's Mikhailuk. Martin with it. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Williamson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And that one misses. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Pass to Alvarado. Brown sets a screen for Williamson. Driving the lane, and the dunk by Williamson.
That was all drive from Williamson. He wanted it and got it.
Here's Collier. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. Over in the corner, Williams. Just 5 to shoot. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. To the middle. Here's Williamson, and it's sent back by Kessler. Pass to Mikhailuk. Back to Kessler. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Williamson's got 11 rebounds in the game. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Williamson's got 23.
Well, that's something that Zion continues to work on, and it will only help his game moving forward.
And the Jazz with possession here. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Pass to Mikhailuk. They need this, and that's 2 points on the layup. Mikhailuk's got it all tied up now for the Jazz.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And timeout called by Willie Green. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. A.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Jose Alvarado. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Willie Green had some words for his team during the break. He told him he liked the way they were working, but he said we have to really get after it. All we need is a couple of stops. Keep your focus. We'll see if they can close it out. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now here's McCollum. Here's Hawkins. That three off the mark. Williams against Hawkins. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And the free throw, no good. And so it's Williamson who brings up the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. And again, New Orleans has no luck. For Utah, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And the foul's on Mikhailuk. That's his first foul. Markkanen, he's checked in for Mikhailuk. Williamson finds McCollum. Brown sets a screen for McCollum. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Back to Markkanen. The Jazz working the ball around now to the inside. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Outside Williams. And they double up Markkanen. Just 3 to shoot. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And in a close game, blocks like that are so clutch. And that could be a real difference maker here tonight.
Mikhailuk's checked in for the Jazz. The Pelicans have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Hawkins, a screen on Markkanen. Fires the 3. Rebound by Williams.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The free throw drops for Collier. That one misses. Pelicans trail by 3. Down low, Brown. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 8 rebounds in this game. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Juzang. He's covered by Hawkins. Juzang passes to George. Shot clock at 5. Now, here's Collins. Over Williamson. Shot by Collins, no good. New Orleans has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Williamson kicks to Hawkins. Pass to Brown to tie it up. Utah with the rebound. George with the ball. At the elbow, it's Markkanen. Over Williamson. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Jazz leading by 3. Now, here is George. Outside Collins. Back to George. It's stolen by Brown. 5-on-3 break. The 3 from McCollum. The shot's good. Brown making the play. McCollum's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans.
An outstanding three-point shooter. You've got to chase McCollum off those corners.
McCollum against George. To the left wing. Clock at 6. Collins finds George. Back to Collins from 15 feet away. Drained for 2 points. And the Jazz lead by 2.
Yeah, good to see Collins continuing to go at the defense. He knows he's hot right now, and he's riding the momentum.
On the wing, George.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from George.
An intriguing young talent. George's upside as a scorer is especially enticing.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Olynyk, he's checked in for Trey Murphy. Jones comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Hawkins. And Utah also making a switch. Sensabaugh is checked in. Pass to Williamson. It doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Jazz leading by 4. Got a piece of it. Olynyk with the steal. Outside, Jones.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
So it's the Pelicans now. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
What a smart play by Jones. Staying with his motion and just letting the defense come and foul him.
And that one falls for Jones.
Well, you know, every team wants multiple Herb Jones on their roster. He can really shoot it, and Herb's wing defense is just elite.
And so Jones nails both of them. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. A 2-point game. Inside, here's Markkanen. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 6 assists now in the game. And for the Pelicans, they're shooting a low 30% mark from the field. Pass to Olynyk. Murray against George. Olynyk, a screen on George. Murray for 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Markkanen's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. George passes to Juzang. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game. And that's his 4th. Getting into the danger area now. He's going to have to be a little more cautious down the stretch.
And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room, and he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional scorer.
And he can't get the first one.
Your classic combo guard. C.J. McCollum can play off the ball as a shooting guard, but also can run the point at times. A valuable piece for this team.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Murray against George. Pass to Juzang. Markkanen in the corner. Lets it go with a 3. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
How about the confidence? Markkanen looking fearless from the corner.
Pelicans trail by 7. Williamson outside. And he lays it straight in. Williamson's got 25 points in the game.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Here's George. Markkanen a screen on Murray. Here's George. He takes it in. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Williamson's got 15 rebounds here tonight. McCollum outside. That's tipped.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Olynyk with the steal. And now the Pelicans on the break. And Williamson throws it down.
Well, these are the moments Zion lives for. He loves to perform when the lights are brightest.
Now George. Pass to Markkanen. Back to George. Markkanen down low. Covered by Williamson. Pelicans trail by 3. McCollum dishes to Williamson. McCollum outside. Back to Williamson. To the paint. Here's Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
The vet stepping up. Kelly Olynyk ready in these key spots.
Utah has gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Pass to Markkanen. Back to George. Looking for Markkanen. He gets it there. Good D by Williamson. What an opportunity here.
Yeah, chance to take the lead. This is huge.
That's in, coming off the assist from McCollum. 29 points for Zion Williamson. .127 left to play in the final quarter. Murray against George. Pass to Collins. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. .112 left in the fourth quarter. Murray outside. Stolen by Markkanen. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Money!
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Now here's Williamson. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. McCollum finds Jones. It's good from beyond the arc.
This really speaks to Jones' mental toughness, that he's able to get the big bucket when they need it.
George against Murray. And they are in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are. If they come away with points on this trip, Katie Ball will do it.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Murray outside. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Williamson. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Well, that's solid defense from Markkanen. He doesn't get a lot of attention for his defense, but he's working hard at it.
Here's Sensabaugh. Misses the tray. So it's a narrow victory for the Pelicans, pulling it out for the W. What a show they put out here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's going to happen. How is this thing going to play out?
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So, for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Zion Williamson.